Okay, it seems we started. I pressed the button and everything should work. Button, let me check. And everything should work. Button. The sound quality seems okay. Let me know if it's not okay. I will type for a few seconds to warm up, and later we will go and do some scheme programming. Actually, we will be trying to make good examples for our demo for the talk that will be next week, the talk on Guix Social about Arei Guile IDE. Try to set up web server interactively. Nice. Whoa, the button didn't press. One more time. Watch as lead child. It's so much pressure when somebody potentially watching how you type. But because my stream is not about typing, but about programming, I'm not that stressed about typing, but stressed about programming. And this is why I try to distract myself. If somebody knows how to start typing faster, let me know. Write me a guide to my email or on Mastodon. Okay, let's get back to actually to the topic of the today's stream. We have some notes for the stream, and we will be updating those notes and structuring the flow of the talk. First of all, in each talk we need to make an introduction. In introduction I will tell what the talk will be about. The talk will be about and how it's structured, so everyone knows what we will do, what to expect, and what they will get. Do they need to leave right now, or maybe wait until the middle of the talk, or listen for the whole talk completely? And to catch the attention, first I will start from a demo, and this demo will show like the basic examples, and probably will start answering the question, why not Geyser? Simple. Whoa. Simple interactive examples. Papam. Why not geyser? And maybe something else. By the way, I read IRC channel and I read comments, and we'll be switching to them once in a few minutes. Okay, let's start from really simple examples. We have our nREPL server started here. We connect to the nREPL server, and now we have a namespace, and inside this namespace we can start evaluate things. Let's rename this file to demo basics demo scm basics demo, and we will have one more demo related to usage of the IDE with Guix. I will do it at the end of the talk, I guess, because I still would like to share some internal details, but the internal details is not that exciting as a demo. Plus Guix demo. And the internal is not that exciting as really showing all that stuff jumping on your screen. That is why I will do more technical and theoretical part in the middle of the talk, and the more fun and entertaining part at the beginning and at the end of the talk. Okay, simple. Oh, it tried to evaluate something here. Yes, probably. Let's comment it out. And this too. Okay, we evaluated namespace, we evaluated expression. Everything works good so far. We evaluated an expression that returns multiple values. This is also a good demonstration of capabilities. We can get a current model. Yes, right. We can, and of course we can interact with it somehow programmatically. What else? The after completion. There is call with something. It was escape continuation. You can see that completion works and shows you a list of stuff, but if you start typing escape continuation, it doesn't show it. And if you evaluate this use model statement, now it shows it. This is the demonstration of first completion. Second one, eldoc, that when I press space at the bottom of the screen, you can see the signature of the function, the model it came from, and the arguments. Moreover, I can use go to definition. Let me disable one thing. Okay. We can use go to definition, and we can use it multiple times and jump really deep into the source code and its dependencies. Sounds good. The next thing will be what is not possible in Geyser already, or partially possible, is evaluating of expressions that never finishes. And if you start the expressions that never finishes in Geyser, you basically, to keep working, to have after completion work, to have some other stuff work, you need to restart the Geyser and evaluate everything from the beginning. But here you can see that the completion still works. Interrupt operation and concurrent completion and stuff. You can see that the other functionality, like go to definition, concurrent completion, go to definition and stuff, still works even if we have a running process, which is not the case for the geyser. And if we have enough of this running process, we can terminate it with Ctrl+C, Ctrl+I, which interrupt evaluation, and you can see it here. This thing, let's add it to requires of the model. Originally, my demo was like self-contained, so I can just copy paste it in arbitrary buffer. But because we have the whole project for the demo and for the setup and all other important steps, I think we can just use like a normal export approach. We will do use model like this. Yep. Let's check what we have in the messages. Hey Zain, love to hear more about Arei. The readme instruction worked, then it stopped working for me. This work definitely helps everyone. Thank you very much, Zain. How it stopped working for you? In which way? By the way, if like you have a way to reproduce the problem, just post a message on RD Discuss, and either I or some other people will come. There's RD Devil. Oops. Discuss. Either I or some other people will come and help you, and if there's a problem on our side, we will fix it, probably in some future, maybe soon, or we'll just help you to configure the stuff. Okay, we stopped right here. This one defines a variable. This is also what is not possible with Geyser. For example, the very simple part of this code, it's a bit involved, but the simplest part where we do what we do. After where we do readline. If you evaluate this thing like readline in Geyser, you're screwed up. The Geyser is frozen. So I will even put it on a separate line, like to focus on this functionality. Okay, we're defining a variable. After that we have a loop, and inside this loop some stuff happening. Don't know why there's a load pass here. So another infinite loop, another loop that we can stop, but the difference this time that this loop is saves continuation, and now if you take a look at continuation, at cont variable, we will see that the value contains continuation, and we can call this continuation with some other value. And as you can see, we still processing from the same point we stopped, but with a different suffix. We can also restart it again and interrupt it again. And we actually can do it a few times. So now, if I interrupt, the first one will be interrupted and the second one will be interrupted again. So it queues the execution. You probably can see here. It should be a number that repeated twice. 74. It's better to run this one and after this one. So you see not only a number repeated, but also the suffix changed. Okay. And now the funny part, the combination of those two infinite loop and reading a number from stdin. You can see when I call cont with a read number value, it asks for something on stdin, and here I can put arbitrary number and it will continue from here with once again different suffix, but also with a different number, and we can continue again like this. So this is basically the first demo. Do we miss something? Yes, I wanted to try to start a web server. Let's put this to do at the bottom of the screen. I tried using Guix shell commands, then at some point the REPL wouldn't start while with Guile compilation errors. I will send more detailed message. I haven't used it for a while. Sure, I will take a look. And the cool part about the talk I'm preparing right now, that the second part will contain a Guix demo. And before the Guix demo, I will explain how to set up load path and how to make a proper Guix shell command. Because to be fair, due to the lack of project and environment management tool for Guile right now, the command for running Ares is like quite involved. This is how it looks, and there is a reason why it looks so complicated, and it's very basic. Like this is a very basic functionality for like working with Guix and couple channels. It should be one small line and maybe something written in configuration file, but we don't have tooling for it right now, so we have to do such scary stuff. Okay, let's explore the web server. Web interface server, NTP, server name, server root. Okay, let's server. We have module web server, the lowest level, blah 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 blah, response, lookup server, define server implementation. Implementation HTTP. I'm curious how it implemented. I watched the beginning of David's live stream about web servers and stuff, and he was running a web server based on fibers, and he said that to run the server you need to call run server command with handler and with how you call this thing, the quote, with quote fibers, which run the server implementation based on fibers. And probably somewhere in the fibers library there is like an implementation of server based on fibers, and here you, instead of HTTP, specify fibers. Okay, I'm curious what should be in handler, but let's actually explore it and find the answer. I think that really basic demo is finished. Now we will create web demo SCM and put it here, and also this one. And instead of this stuff, we do web server. Yeah, web server. Good. Now we evaluated this thing and trying to evaluate this stuff, but handler is not defined. So let's define a handler. Handler. How the handler looks like. Okay, request body, return body, for example. Good. Now you see that the evaluation process started, and now we can take a look at localhost 8081, and let's see at network. Get internal server error. Yeah, because we don't respond to few values returned to continuation. We responded with something that is not expected by the server. Let's try the following thing. Let's try to return a proper response here and to re-evaluate this thing, but it won't work. It definitely won't work. You know why? Because we won't be able to evaluate the thing while our server is running. So we need to interrupt evaluation. And we can't. Oh no. You see that interrupt is queued? Ay. The interruption doesn't work. Why so? Because the exception happened? It's really interesting. I found the bug during the demo preparation. Okay, let's report this bug. Tickets. Title. What we type here? Can't interrupt simple reproducer. Bam. Oh, can be edited. Scheme. So let's restart the whole repo. This is the first time I guess I faced such an issue. When it will be restarted, it restarts for quite some time due to the one Guix procedure works. It's a bit annoying if you need to restart. Usually you don't need to restart the repo, but here during the development of Ares it happens, and usually I don't use Guix for channels procedure because I don't need it. Actually I don't need it right now as well, because I need it only for RDA functionality, and I can bring RDA functionality later. So I can do I can restart it much quicker like this. Okay, started, defined, and one more time. Interrupt evaluation doesn't work, and it even queues it a few times and don't reply. So it basically breaks the event loop. Because it didn't reply to further interrupt requests. That means that our enable server don't respond anymore, which is sad, but I will figure it out. Okay, what we can do? We can run server in a separate thread. For this, we will do use models ICE9 threads, call this new thread, and here we need a thunk lambda which run server, right? And we need to save it. Define web server thread, super readable name WSTH. Nice. Now we have a thread, and inside this thread the web server started, and now our main evaluation thread is free, and the server still responds with 500, which is okay. I'm curious if anyone's still watching. 2 concurrent viewers. Oh, hello Demis. We now doing some web development in Scheme. I'm trying to make a demo for the talk, and trying to run a web server and interactively update a handler function to make it work. We tried to call run server function in a primary thread, but it hanged our evaluation thread, and I don't know the cause yet, but I created a ticket for it, and now we executed it in a separate thread, and I will be updating handler to make it work. Let's see what the documentation says. The handler can return a string. Cool. Let's try. Let's try it. Hello world. It's interesting. It's interesting. I'm not sure what's happening inside, but probably some continuation magic. Probably run server uses some continuations here. Call with SIGINT. Okay, I will need to take a deeper look at web server implementation to understand what is going on and why it happens. But let's try to kill the thread and start new thread. How we do it? Cancel thread. Yes. VS stage. Interesting. It should fail fast, but it's still syncing. Probably we killed the web server, but it didn't clean up the stuff, including the socket. And if we start it again, probably it will. Oh, it complained. Not sure about what, but I guess the primary reason, yeah, the address is already in use, because it probably not cleaned up the socket. Oh, it's very interesting. How all the stuff working internally. I'm trying to take my job. No, not yet, at least. Oh, that's 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 stupid. I'm not sharing my screen because I forgot to press transition button. This whole stream of my face just talking some nonsense, because I was expecting everyone seeing what is happening on my screen. One more terrible stream. Okay. I think before making a web demo, I really need to learn how web server implemented first. because the reason why web server can be interrupted, probably the same reason why we can't properly restart or update handlers and so on. But let's try one time. Maybe this time it will work a bit better. Good eye candy. It says that I can just return a string here, but it doesn't seem to work. Not sure why. Takes 2 or more arguments and returns 2 or more values. 2 examples. Let's take a look. Okay. Oh, it should return. Now I got it. It should return 2 values. Okay. And now it's not enough, right? Let's start it again. Hello world, very good. Hello, my dear world. And of course it doesn't work because it passed the function by value. But what we really need, define handler args, handle request args, apply handler args, something like this, I guess. Handle request. Now we will pass the handle request function, which will every time will be taking a fresh handler function and applying it to arguments. Let's see. Request body state. Am I not allowed to do it like this? Define test fn dot args, okay. Test fn 1 2 seems fine for me. Okay, the choppy stream is probably because of me. Last time I started the stream yesterday, it was also choppy, and I'm not sure why. One possible cause can be eligible, and the second possible cause can be something unknown. But last time after I restarted the whole operating system. But let's see, closing libera helps or not. If it won't help, I will just restart my computer and we will continue. Because I have like 40 more minutes and I would like to finish this web server demo, I guess. But I still don't understand why. Why my trick didn't work. Oh, probably I made a mistake. Oh. Hello, my dear world. Okay. Hello, my super world. Yeah. Now it works. What was the problem before? I don't know. I didn't change anything in my code, but now it works. Here. What? Okay. It works. Now it should be fixed. Let's jump here and open the demo again. Let's start connect. Connect with Spark at red. Let's move this require to the model definition. Use model. Remove this use model. Oof. Define comment. Probably I broke something. Probably broke something by a top level form which was evaluated outside of evaluation thread. But anyway, after start, everything should be fine. Now we go here. We run libwoof localhost, and here now I can update the function definition. Come on, man. I updated it. Why? This is strange. Nice. Update handler and now it works. I don't know what's gonna. I really don't know. Why it didn't work for the first time. I didn't need to go into the implementation details, but not today. Stream didn't change. That's bad. Here for the reports. Let's see how it looks for me. Yeah, it looks bad. Definitely. Completely agree. The problem is that I don't know what I can do about it. I really have no clue. I see a lot of dropped frames. Why is there dropping? dropped frames started to decrease. The bitrate seems to be stable. The frame rate is quite low, to be fair. But there is no more dropped frames, I guess. Is it fixed? Let's see. Dropped frames. This part seems for me good. Now it's better. I don't know what helped. I just reconnected to another Wi-Fi, to the same actually router, but on a different frequency. Okay, anyway, let's go back to our attempt to make a demo, a web handler, and make it more interactive. We want to evaluate enclosing evaluate buffer site latest exp last exp outer form. Okay. I just learning hotkeys of the IDE I was working on for a couple years. What I do, I use a special function which evaluates enclosing form, I guess. Enclosing outer form, most like distant form that enclose the current one. And we see it instantly updates the result. I think my demo for web server is kinda good enough. I need to figure out what was happening with the thread when I started it for the first time. And why I need to restart the web server 2 times, maybe even more. Okay, let's do the Same thing from the beginning. Restarted the whole and REPL connected to it. Now we start a thread with web server and see what it says. And now edit the handler, evaluate the code for it, and it doesn't update the stuff. Why so? I don't know. Very strange and very not cool. Yeah, the life cycle of the web server is definitely broken. What can I do here? I can fix the problem, but it will take a lot of time. I don't understand. It was working before, now it doesn't. What the heck? Why it was my password to fetch the emails, of course, but I don't remember my password. Something like this. Okay, now it works. I have no clue what's happening with this run server. Okay, I won't be like trying to understand it right now, because like the idea of the stream is to prepare the talk structure, not to fix all the issues I will face during it. Oh, yes, thank you for the point about browser caching. It makes a lot of sense, and it may cause the trouble actually. Let's try it again. I'm so exhausted by all the stream issues that I don't have enough computing power to think. Okay, we connected, evaluated our namespace, and started the server. It says hello my super world, and we update the function definition. No, it's not the browser. You see, the string returned here is the wrong one. We updated the definition of the function. And now if you stop a server, start it again, it will fail with address already in use. Restart it again, it fails again. Restart it again. Why it fails? Maybe because garbage collector is not able to collect old sockets so fast. Okay. Anyway, I update the function definition and now it works. What the what the thing? Yeah, the geyser would hang if you have a live process, but I don't remember if I was already streaming or not. I previously tried to start run server directly and evaluated, and I couldn't interrupt it for some reason. Probably it does some dirty magic with continuations inside the run server, or maybe with signals, because I saw at the beginning of the server call with sigint function, which I don't know what it does. It sets up a sigint handler, I guess, so you can interrupt the web server with Ctrl+C or sending sigint directly to the process. And probably this okay, probably I know what is happening here. In my evaluation thread in Ares, I use a function system async mark, and I don't remember how this thing works, but there is a chance that it uses signals to interrupt the thread and to run a different function. And as you can see here, it's not async signal safe. So maybe I'm kinda right here. System async mark. System async. On the other hand, the cancel thread also works with system async mark. So if the cancel thread works, my reusable thread implementation should also work. Okay. Anyway, it's not today's topic. Incognito mode and curl. Let's see. It's a good idea to use one. Let's restart and REPL again, evaluate all the stuff, start the server, and do the curl. Super pooper world. Good. Reevaluate the function. Called again? No. It is the same. Evaluate this function. The same. I already have super world. I already evaluated the handler, and it still returns me the wrong one. And now, if I cancel the thread, do the curl, it hangs because the socket is still open, I guess. I start a server again, it fails because address already in use. I cancel the thread. Oops. I think that socket is still going. Now the content updated, and now if I add another word and reevaluate just this function, it works. It's definitely something with continuations every time. You know the memes about Harry Potter, and like it's always U3, it's always the continuations, cache invalidation and something else. Okay, let's make a last demo, which is Guix demo SCM. As you can see, as a professional developer, I use mouse to navigate through my code and copy the parts of it. I think all the professional developers should do the same. The key bindings and Vim and all that stuff is a scam. You should not trust the people telling that you will be efficient with Vim and key bindings. Basics demo. Here I had some code. I will just copy it. Guix demo. And will insert it here. I need to use models for RD store API. I need use models for GNU packages admin and Guix Gexp. Guix Gexp. This is a good idea to try to run the web server which comes with fibers. Okay, let's get back to web demo for a few more minutes. I need fibers web server. Guile fibers. Web server fibers. Fibers channels. Make default socket. Define record type. Open server. Client loop. Socket loop. Server read. Define server implementation. Okay. Do we have example of web server? run server handler fibers, but we also need to run another scheduler for it, right? What if we run the web server in the same scheduler as our current? Spawn fiber run server. Oh, it's another one. Let's see. Fibers web server. This one already starts a separate scheduler. I'm not sure why there are two implementations for it. But okay, having this code means that we don't need to spawn fiber ourselves, because it's already runs a separate scheduler here. And inside this context, this spawn fiber will use a scheduler from this one. But let's try this web server. Let's try. Fibers web server. Fibers web server. Boom. Now we have run server, which accepts handler, and we executed it, and let's see. Okay, and we can interrupt it. We can interrupt it. Very cool. Very nice. Very cool. I'm very glad it works. Okay. Now, let's run this server on a separate thread. And now it doesn't respond. Why? I probably know why. Because when we interrupted the evaluation not with the signal but with something else, it didn't close the socket. So let me restart my REPL again. What we will do in the future to prevent it, instead of this call with second wrapper, we will spawn a scheduler on a separate thread, and will provide a special function to close the server. This will ensure that the sockets are cleaned up and all that stuff. I hope. Okay, anyway, let's do it one more time again. a web server on separate thread. It responds to the requests, my super pooper world. Let's do this. No way, no way. Why so? Why so? I don't understand. Don't understand. Wait takes the function definition. We have the same problem here. Address already in use. Address already in use. Address already in use. And now. Come on. Why it's always says address already in use? Why it doesn't clean up the socket? How to manually call garbage collector? Collect. Get the system command. I don't need your system commands. Give me an API, please. Okay, let me read the comments. The reason of the being to implementation isn't the documentation. As far as I know, the custom one is for performance. That's why I told you to use another scheduler. If you do just run server, then the scheduler takes over the current thread. Okay, but the way we start a scheduler in Fibers, is either some API call or run Fibers, because run Fibers okay, if scheduler falls, what it does? Let's see. Make scheduler. You see, if you don't have scheduler specified in run Fibers, it will create a new scheduler. And I run the server in a separate thread, and inside the server the scheduler starts and it schedules the fiber for execution. But I can try to do it manually. Okay, now our web daemon becomes a Fibers daemon. Fibers. I will restart to be sure my REPL, and here define define scheduler. Okay. Makes scheduler. It's probably a separate model, right? Scheduler. Why there 8 requests in parallel right now? What happened? Compilation. Okay, makes scheduler. Parallelism prompt tag. You know what we can do? We can open this directory and find this thing, right? Threads, fibers, namesets, command, sketch fibers REPL, spawn scheduler, spawn fibers, REPL, prepare eval sync, make scheduler, kernel thread, make atomic parameter, make scheduler, blah blah blah. Okay, WebDemo. We created a scheduler. Now run fibers. Do we need run fibers at all? Spawn fiber need scheduler. I don't think that we need run fibers at all. We can just do spawn fiber, lambda display hello, and we specify the scheduler, right? Unfortunately, I don't see the output. How do I know that something is out? Let's do call with output. I have an idea. Define out current output. output port. Like this, and now we do display format out. Didn't work. Or maybe we need run fibers. I didn't take a look at the fiber source code for a while, so I'm a bit rusty on it. Scheduler. Invalid keyword. Why? It seems like okay, I accidentally did this. Oh, now it runs. Now it runs stuff. Oh, this was a wrong idea, I guess. Lambda low. Now we break something. Okay, when I do run fibers, it occupies the current thread. Hello /n, my friend. You can see I spawned a few fibers, but they actually not executed until I do run fibers. And after I did run fibers, it finally works. And now I interrupt run fibers, but I can run it in a separate thread. Define fibers thread. Call this new thread. So I run the thing in a separate thread, right? And I can spawn fibers now. Yay! Cool. And they executed in a separate thread. Very nice. And if I spawn the fiber without scheduler, oh yeah. No scheduler, right? Everything is all right. From fiber, and if I use true, okay, I won't see the result. Oh, I see the result, because the run fibers and call with new thread inherited the output port from my current thread. But if I do current thread, it stays the same, and if I do it here, current thread, I forgot new line. It's interesting what parallel requested spawns. By the way, maybe it is because I use a version of Arei different from the backend. I have more advanced front-end part, which probably sends requests which are not yet implemented in the version of Arei I use right now. That's funny. Okay, let's restart and REPL one more time. Yeah, I do run server in a thread. You can see it here. I actually run a server in a separate thread, and I don't know why on the first run it works and on the second and following runs it doesn't. Anyway, we made an example of this thing. Let's check one more time that it works. We run fibers, we spawn a fiber, and we see that this code is executed in a different thread. Now, I guess we can do a web server fibers and not this one. Why I would like to use web server fibers? Because run server, where it's defined. No, we need a different one. Web web server fibers. Okay, we have closed server. Oh, you know what, if we have closed server implementation in our usual server, maybe we will be able to gracefully shut down it. So let's try it again. Run server. Close server. Unspecified values. So let's try it again. HTTP like this. We run in a separate thread. We do request my super world, my super pooper world. Oh, we didn't save. Yeah, we didn't save the value for run server, but it's not the problem, because we can call close server without actually specifying a server object, I guess. Okay, we updated this function. It doesn't change, but let's try to call close server. HTTP. Now we need some server object where we obtain this object from. Okay, I see. We need this object which created inside this function, and we want the like get it so I guess we will take the implementation of this function and we'll just update it. Yeah, you can see that it setups a handler for SIGINT, and when it receives SIGINT, it calls close server. But we don't actually need this handler for the signal. What our run server will do? Can we just evaluate this one? Yeah. Our server, instead of setting this thing, it will do the following: call this new thread inside this one. Actually, we can just do call this new thread. We run the server with a new thread. We save server thread. And now we just return a function lambda which do not accept anything, and it does close server cancel thread server thread like this. Boom. And it doesn't work because I put it in the wrong place. Okay. Could I try spawn fiber run server in Geyser? Yes, I can, but I don't know why. Like, not sure what we will achieve here. Oh, I saw your message in IRC. I didn't see it before. Sorry. Lambda arcs. I mean, we can replicate all the functionality of spawn fiber, but you know, the goal right now is to just run the example of live update of the server, but like more generic. question is why everything happens this way, and why the basic web server doesn't update. Like, we have the same issue with Fiber's web server and usual web server, and now I try to figure out why the usual web server behaves the strange way. Anyway, I implemented a different run server function, and this function doesn't require a wrap anymore. We can do the following thing: define stop server, and now we will be able to call stop server like this. One thing here, implementation server, so it will be implementation server, right? Now let's try. Okay, let's restart our REPL. Connect to it, evaluate model, and run the server. It responds. Reevaluation of function. Nope. Now let's try to stop the server. It finished. It's twice as strange, because I already updated the function definition and I restarted the server, but it still doesn't update. The response I will make a note for myself, and I will try it I will put it in web demo. I will try to do the same with spawn fiber in the REPL. I think it's something related to dynamic state. Current dynamic state. Which will probably contain. Actually, this is a good question, and I don't know the answer to it. Where the variable definitions are in the memory, and how they updated. I think they can be stored somewhere here. I have a way to check it, but I won't do it right now. I am really tired. My throat is dry and almost painful, and we spend a lot of time and it's already exhausting. But I'm really glad that we found two things, two issues, and we experimented a lot with web servers and fibers. I really like that the fiber stuff works. At least I can show the demo of using fibers instead of web server, maybe. But maybe I will figure out what is going